All right, so this may be one of the more important videos we've ever done. I know it's we haven't done a lot of videos, but this one's gonna be super important. Where are we going, Caitlin?
The animal shelter.
Our local animal shelter, the Houston County Animal Shelter. Do you know what's pretty unique about the shelter?
They have a lot of dogs.
They are 100% volunteer run and funded. They receive no outside funding from state, county, federal, nothing. Everything is donation based. And they do some pretty amazing things with what they have. So today, I used to make dog bandanas. So today we are going and donating the rest of the dog bandanas that I have from my old business, because dogs look awesome in bandanas.
Yeah.
And they said they would love to have the donation, so we're going to go up there, drop the bandanas off, and see if they need any help volunteering today. Today is their big adoption day. They do a big adoption day every Saturday, so we'll see if they need any help. Yeah. Anyway, cheers. What's going on, everybody? I am Mike, the host of Professional Dependa, and today I have a guest, my beautiful daughter, Caitlin. So Caitlin and I, as you saw in the original intro, we did something very cool today, and we did the same thing a couple weeks ago where we went and volunteered at our local animal shelter. Now, animal shelter here we live in central Georgia, so it's the Houston County Humane Society. What is one of the cool things about this shelter, Caitlin?
Well, they take in all of the animals.
Without any assistance from the government, the state government, the local government, the federal government. This shelter is 100% volunteer ran and donation run. So it means without donations, they can't do anything, because it's all donated by people like us and you.
So that means that you should try and help out your local shelter by donating. Yeah,
a lot of times when you go to different places, they'll ask to donate to shelters. At like a box store or something like that. I would, if you think about doing that, find your local shelter, donate directly. That dollar is going to go a lot further than donating through a big box store that might get divvied out some other way. Some interesting facts about animal shelters. Animal shelters take in 6.3 million animals a year. That's a lot.
And 810,000 are strays that are returned to their rightful owners.
Yeah, so that's one of the services that shelters provide. They're not just there to hold on to animals like a little doggy jail. They are there to help reunite owners with their pets. And I think that's pretty great, because like if our dog Remo, he's laid out back over there, if he got out, he's chipped, he's got a collar, we would be devastated if something ever happened to Remo. He's an amazing animal. We absolutely love having him in our house. We have 3 pets. We have 2 dogs and a cat. All of them are rescues. And I know from my personal experience, all of my pets have been rescues. And I'm not saying to not get an animal from a breeder. Like if you're just like absolutely want to have some, purebred dog, which you can get a lot of those at shelters. Did you know that? Did you know a lot of shelters actually have purebred animals?
Really?
Seriously, you can get full-blooded, people want full-blooded labs. You can get full-blooded labs. You can get some of those little Gucci breeds. You can get doodles, like all the little things that people want. But if you're one of those people like, I really just want a purebred dog, you can actually find those at your local shelter.
Yeah, so definitely consider going to your local shelter before you try and go find one that's purebred. Well,
so here are some sobering facts for you.
Yes.
How many animals do you think are euthanized every year in this country? Approximately 920,000 animals are put to sleep in this country every year because nobody wants them. Which
is about 2,500 a day. And that's a lot of animals a day.
That is a lot of animals a day. 2,500 animals approximately every day. One of the sad things is the larger portion of those are cats.
Yeah.
We like cats. We have 2 of them.
Yeah, cats are awesome.
So 66% of cats are adopted a year that are turned in to shelters or found by shelters. but 17% of those are euthanized. A big portion of that being is that most people prefer to get kittens over older cats, and the same is true for dogs too. Most of the dogs that are euthanized are either deemed to be basically too traumatized to be able to kind of like be released to a family, so they take a very, very special kind of person to be able to care for that dog. And if they can't find that kind of person, then unfortunately that dog has to be euthanized. But most puppies get adopted far faster than older dogs. They do.
Except for at our shelter.
So whenever we went to the shelter today, there was a dog, little Dotson, that had been turned in. This was, I believe, it was an emotional support dog that had been turned in by her owners because they said she was too old. Too old. How can you have an animal for that long and then turn it in because you think it's too old? She was super sweet.
Yeah, and she didn't even want to get out of her kennel.
They said she laid in the kennel and looked at the door for a solid 24 hours just waiting for her owners to come back.
They have to change the bedding with her inside of there.
Inside of the kennel. It was really sad. But
she got adopted.
She got adopted today. So, throughout the video, we're going to show some clips from the last time we went to volunteer at the shelter. Again, it's an amazing facility. And if you look at the shelter and go, oh my gosh, that place looks run down and crazy, donate. Help them out. They're doing the absolute best they can with the resources they have available. And the people that work at the shelter, they really do care about these dogs. Yeah. And the cats. Like they care about all the animals that are in there. They get to know each of the animals' personality. The shelter that we volunteered at, they have approximately 100 animals in-house. So they have 50 dogs and about 50 cats.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And that's not all the animals that they have. They also have a bunch that are out being fostered. But they are completely full. They really have almost no room to bring more animals in. But I don't think they turn any away. From talking to them, it really seems like they do everything they can to take in any animal. That way no animal goes unserviced.
One of them doesn't have an eye and is super shy, but she's so sweet.
She was very sweet. Caitlin and her sister and her mom spent a good bit of time working with a little puppy called Siri, who has lived her entire life in the kennel. And she's a very sweet brindle puppy. Brindle's a coloring. It's looks a lot like Remo, only without the white, just like the stripes. Anyway, she was very skittish, didn't really trust new people, but whenever we went up there today, she remembered Caitlin because she got excited and started wagging her tail. So that was a very good sign.
I really like that.
Do you have anything else you want to add, kiddo?
Well, I said it once, I'll say it again. Consider going to an animal shelter before you consider going
to a breeder?
To a breeder, yes, that's the name. To a breeder.
So you've heard it before. I usually tag it a lot whenever I post pictures of my puppy. Adopt, don't shop. Not saying that if you can't go buy from a respectable breeder, but consider adoption. The animals you get from a shelter, they really feel like they appreciate after they've been adopted, because I don't know, it's hard to explain. Again, all the pets I've ever had have been shelter pets, and they just seem a lot more appreciative.
Yeah, I think it's because they're cooped up in a kennel for
hours.
Hours. The people that worked at that shelter, they came at 9 o'clock, and so from about, I think they closed up at 1, so probably about 2 to 9 o'clock they're in the kennels.
Now they do go out there twice a day. But again, these are volunteers, so they have other jobs, they have other responsibilities, but they're doing the best they can with what they've got. So in closing, from us, please consider supporting your local shelter. I'm going to tag the shelter that we worked with in the comments below. So go to their page, check them out. I can't promise that all the animals that you'll see in the video are still available for adoption. I personally hope a lot of them are not. But check it out and support your local shelter. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.